All right, guys, thank you for joining me tonight. So let's get the 5 minute and 50-second 5x5s out of the way. All right, I've got nothing. So hopefully you could. All right, Mighty Llama, thank you for the 5x5. Appreciate it. All right, here we go. Joe, WTC, Glock, Eric, thank you for the 5x5. It was Mighty Llama, sorry. Bad Botter, I said Glock, VA, WTC, Elaine, Joe, My Skydive, Keeble, Mr. Landfill, Scott, Southern Tier Prepper, Grit and Grace, Maria, Brian, Adriana, Lisa, Ghost, thank you for the 5x5. Krista, Todd, Rhonda, thank you for the 5x5. Jeep Girl, and Jan, thank you for the 5x5. Loretta, Zoom Prepper, Babada again, Maria, Water Tiger, Shadow Prepper, Prep to Adapt, 7 Customs, another friend, thank you for the 5x5. Gonzo, Kit, Scarlet, Alejandro, Vizard, Frank, Comet Moon, Dwayne, sorry, I thought it said Dune, Laura, 2 Tim 3, Frank, thank you for the 5x5, guys. Nancy, thank you for the 5x5. All right. Gary, Austin, thank you for the 5x5. Silver, Graham, Mike is not ready. Nice one. Thank you for the 5x5. Lumpy, Goblin, thank you for the 5x5. All right. Let's get on with it. That was, what, 8,000 seconds? Whatever. So, guys, apparently, for those that knew, I'm not in Florida, right? The cyber attack or the cyber outage, I think it's a cyber attack, but whatever. The cyber outage caused the airline delays, and amongst other things, we're going to talk about that in a little bit. And we couldn't get a flight out today. In that case, tomorrow rather, they jacked up the prices. I swear they were price gouging. I don't know how a flight to Orlando wound up being $2,300 the next day. Nonetheless, that's what it was. Delta didn't have anything going out tomorrow. I think United and American Airlines had nothing going out tomorrow. So we got screwed up. Such is life. Is Devil Dog Prepper here? That'd be cool if he is. Grit and Grace, I think things are back to normal for the most part, but it still screwed everything up. So, nonetheless, we weren't able to go to Florida. So, that's why I'm back here. Because other than that, you would have seen a different background, right? I'm not carrying this shit with me anywhere else I go. But, yeah, this is where we are right now. So, we got stuck here. And the crazy thing about it is, at least it happened in JFK. There weren't a lot of people there. So that was a good thing. We did wait on the line for like an hour and a half just to be told, oh, if you're gonna cancel, you don't have to wait on this line. Just call tomorrow and they'll square everything away. So I'm just like, shit, man, So that was a waste of time. We tried to look, like I said, we tried to look for other flights out. We went to JetBlue. JetBlue had nothing. All other airlines looked like they had nothing because they were booked. They were packed. People did what we were thinking of doing. So it's just been one hell of a week. That's all I have to say. Between the FBI and then this bullshit, it's just one hell of a week, man. That was one way to end off a week. Not going to Florida. I was like, all right. Bori, I was going to Orlando. Kissimmee, to be exact. Around the Disney area, but not in Disney. So anyway, that's how you end a week. You start a week by a visit from the FBI. You end the week off by a cyber attack. Don't get any better than that, and it's gonna get a whole lot crazier over the next couple of weeks. Tonight on the Angry Truth channel, we're gonna be talking about the craziness of what the Democrats are doing, and they don't know what to do. They have no clue what they're doing right now. They are running around like chickens with their heads cut off. Nothing. Random Gene. So I was thinking that, but we had an alternative backup plan. If that would have happened in Florida, you're right, I wouldn't want that to happen. We would have just drove home. We would have rented a car, made sure Delta reimbursed us for that, and then we would have drove home. We would have got home in like 24 hours or whatever it was, or 18 hours. But it's just still annoying. It was like an annoying day. It was like a little fat lesbian liberal yelling in your ear all day. That's how annoying it was. I just couldn't get over the amount of annoyance over nothing. Like just nothing. So anyway, what kind of training? But Sunset is asking why the FBI visited. You got to look at the video I did on Monday or Tuesday. Tuesday, I think it was. Long short of it is they were looking for information and whether or not I knew anything. And I don't know what they thought I knew. I'm like, who do you think I am, David Koresh? And like, why? Do you have any information? You have any information you want to share? Public safety? Public safety, the lady kept saying. You're a firefighter. Public safety. I'm like, I fight fires, lady. I'm not a fucking, like a rat fink, like you. It was annoying. Like the more I started thinking about it, by the end of the week, I was annoyed by the visit. At first, I was like, oh man, I was just annoyed. I'm like, this is stupid. Tax-paying dollars to find out if I knew something. I'm like, people, whatever. And I think they're more freaked out about the fact that this guy that went after Trump and missed, the fact that he left no digital trail of any kind. A random Gene, surprisingly no. I didn't see a lot of people lose their shit. People were just like, okay. There was no reason to lose your shit. You couldn't. Why would... You knew that this was a cyber incident, right? A cyber outage, they keep calling it. You knew that what it was. There was no reason to lose your shit. Losing your shit wasn't going to prove anything. It absolutely wasn't. It's just going to make matters worse. Right? So, yeah, no one lost their shit. Everybody was pretty cool. Everybody was being cool. Yeah. So, there was that. But, again, just an annoying week. Like, it was just so stupid. Fucking little fucking midget poking you in your ribs all fucking week. That's what the week was. Just annoying. It wasn't bad. Could have been worse. But it was just stupid. And then today was just full of stupidity. That's all. Beef and chicken. I can't wait for the rest of this year to play out. That's what I can't wait for. The way everything's going right now, things are getting out of control. This is not prepper related, but I saw an article that I couldn't get past the first paragraph because we're losing our shit. I couldn't get past the first paragraph, but apparently being on time or forcing black people to be on time is white supremacy. It's racist to be on time. There was 1,000 things I wanted to do to my computer, including ripping it in half. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. I was looking at it, I'm like, what the fuck did they say? It's racist to be on time? Then you got people still crying about Trump being alive. Dude, seriously? Come on. Let it go. It happened. The guy missed. You guys lost your shot. Get over it. But they're still crying. Still carrying on. Still doing TikTok dances on how they miss Trump. And how upset they are and screaming at their phones and screaming at the world. Matter of fact, there was a lady who was down south somewhere, I think. She had a yoga class. And she didn't look like a yoga type. The bitch was built like a fucking melted candle. But anyway. So she had a yoga class and she made the fatal mistake in her business by stating that at least one of Trump's supporters are dead. So with that, the amount of backlash she got from that and even her liberal friends destroyed her, and I'm pretty sure her business is destroyed as well. So, again, guys, the lunacy is only going to get worse. It looks like Tenacious D will be breaking up because of the comment that Jack Black's partner made about shouldn't have missed. And though he was probably joking, the joke wasn't funny. And even Jack Black was like, yo, that's a bit much, dude. You kidding me? And so they might be breaking up now. We shall see. But anyway, like I was saying in my video, I think something definitely is going to happen. Now, the thing is, not only how bad is it going to get, but if it happens on a grand scale, what does that mean for the rest of America? It's got to be bad, right? It's got to be bad. But we're going to definitely talk about today and this outage, and how this outage was. And again, guys, we keep getting these little signs of how bad the cyber outage, is going to be. This was, I think it was a cyber attack. I think it was a cyber attack. It wasn't coding. They didn't get any code wrong. I think something else happened. Somebody hacked into their line of coding. Maybe they're telling the partial truth. Hacked in and changed their coding and sent everything in a disarray. Shut everything down. Now, here was a problem about today. The bigger problem about today is that I knew people who work from home who were sending me text messages of their computer screen and how they couldn't access their laptop. So once they turned the laptop on, they couldn't access the laptop itself. So I'm just like, what? So that was alarming to me. The FDNY on the administrative side was affected. The MIPD, sanitation, and EMS is with FDNY were all affected on a administrative level. But communications-wise, nothing was happening. But I was also told by Prepper Revelator that Alaska and another state were completely out on the 9/11 system. Cat Girl, yes, time blindness is an excuse that Gen Z was trying to make up that was short-lived. And apparently time blindness is somebody who can never make it on time to work or any event. So people with time blindness were trying to use that as a thing with their bosses. That I suffer from time blindness and I'm never on time to work. And bosses are just straight out and saying, you don't have to fucking come in at all, ever. Matter of fact, you're not hired. So I found that to be interesting. Yes, Cotton Farm, definitely have cash on hand, without a doubt. Always have cash on hand. If these incidents, guys, that are happening are not a lesson and you're not paying attention, something's wrong. Right? Something is definitely wrong. Joe FW, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, there's right now, the FBI is looking for a Russian hacker. And I think he's here, because they put out a notice on him in the news about a month ago or 2 months ago now. So he's definitely, I mean, they're definitely looking for somebody. I think that it can be an inside job, absolutely, but I think it's also outside entities as well. So we shall see where that goes as far as the hacking situation and how much worse it's going to get. And clearly, guys, it's going to get a lot worse. So, yeah. Secret Service, don't do sloped roofs. Yo, that rooftop, what was it? What was it? A 5-degree incline? Or decline? Incline, maybe? Yeah, going up. Right, 5%, if that. You could tap dance and break dance at the same time. And their excuse was, oh, we don't have them up there. Hey, Double Dog, man, how you feeling? Thank you for joining me tonight. I appreciate it. You could probably be doing other things like sleeping, but thank you for joining me tonight. Yeah, and listen, I'm notorious for not having cash on hand. Like, as a prepper, that's one of my weaknesses, if you will. Right? I never have cash on hand. I have like maybe $20, $30 with nothing over that. And I probably should have more in my pocket at any given time, watching all the things that are going on. Yeah, so with that, guys, let's get into the debacle of today. Sorry. U-Haul is on tonight. I like that, what you call it, by the way? The U-Haul. Oh, man, I made that fucking too small. Alright, whatever. Fuck it. Alright, so let's get on with the live stream. So, guys, outages of Microsoft users knocks out system for airlines and hospitals in chaotic day. Now, I guess the day was chaotic for some people. I don't think so. I didn't find it to be chaotic. I found it to be very, very annoying. Like, super annoying. My Skydive says she keeps $500 to $1,000 cash on hand. Yeah, you're right. I'm probably going to need to do about the same. I'm just so used to the whole card thing, man. And I know that's a bad thing. People are like, how dare you as a prepper? Why would you? You're a phony and a fake. You're a piece of shit. I hope you die. You don't carry cash. You're an asshole. My mother's sitting here watching movies. She has the Apple headphones on, so she can't hear me. But she's impressed with the whole Apple headphones. Like when you take it off, the movie pauses. When you put it back on, the movie starts up again. So she's just watching some movie with Antonio Banderas, Killer Cult, a cult killer, something like that. Anyway, she's enjoying herself. Rick Richard. It's fucking Rich Richard. Oh boy, it's got to be somebody I know. Rick Richard has to be somebody I know. Only a psychopath would. The big phony. Yeah, you guys found me out. I'm not a real prepper. I don't keep cash on me. Fuck shit piss. It's all over, man. I'm gonna hand in my prepper card and leave the community. It's funny, like when people get older, how you have to take care of them a little more and watch after them. And like when technology advances, you know, just the things that old people get amazed about, it's funny. Even though, like, I think a couple months ago, my son had to show me something, and I was looking at it like, fuck. It was something basic, something on my iPad. It was something basic that I should have known, and I didn't. And he showed me it, and I felt like my parents at that moment. I felt super old. I was like, fuck. This is bullshit. But anyway, Calamity Girl, thank you for the donation. Appreciate it. And thank you. Nope, Calamity Girl, you don't have to ever give me anything. No one has to give me anything for that matter. Just watch my videos. That's it. That's you guys are doing your part, or overly doing your part when you donate. When you guys are, watching me, you're supporting me, and that's good support enough. Donations are great, but don't need them. You guys could definitely take that money and donate it to, Mobutu and his African crew. They're fucking hungry right now. They need food, But I do appreciate it. I'm not saying I don't. I do. But again, guys, with hardships and shit coming this way, and food going up in price, you guys could take that money and buy like an extra 5 cans of Spam. $20 used to get you like 100 cans of Spam. Now I'll only get you 5 cans. So anyway, and also, yeah, give the thumbs up. That also helps. That always helps. Always helps. So anyway, with that, Richard Davis changed this thing. Richard Davis is all over the place. Need to be ready, I am. Yeah, no, I don't have cash. I'm not ready at all. Damn it. Hashtag save Mobutu. Yeah, I like that. Hashtag save Mobutu. We start a feeding campaign for Mobutu, and then someone finds out, and then it goes viral. People are like, who's this Mobutu? I'm like, I fucking made him up, man. I made him up. It's a little African kid I made up, But it would get blown out of proportion in a heartbeat. Heartbeat. Prep to attack. Thank you for the donations. Appreciate it. Thank you. Anyway, guys, I'm sorry. Let's get back to the article at hand. Oh no, what did I do? I did something. All right, there it is. Okay. There's always a ball breaker somewhere in the mist. Anyway, here's what we know about the outage. I'm going to tell you right now, guys, I think it was complete bullshit. Whatever they're telling us, I think it's a lie. But what do I know? Like, Biden does not have COVID. That's a lie, right? And then, CNN, I think it was, compared. Listen to this shit. I was staring at the screen for probably 10 straight minutes. I was working out, and in the middle of the workout, I stop and I look at the screen and I go, what the fuck is that? What the hell did they say? And I'm staring at it. And the liberal media, and I think it was CNN, guys, they likened Biden having COVID to Trump getting shot. That is one and the same. Oh my God. Talk about wanting to go to DC and start drop kicking dudes like fucking, what is it, Macho Man Randy Savage? Or fucking clotheslining dudes like Hulk Hogan? Yo, I wanted to go down to DC and start drop kicking dudes. I was like, you kidding me? They liken having COVID to getting shot to try to make it comparable somehow. Yo, he got COVID because his meds are not working anymore, and he was probably fucking in the Oval Office dancing naked, rubbing fucking ice cream all over his nipples. And they're sitting there trying to fucking compare the two. Anyway. Yes, Moonsprout. So we're going to talk about that on the Angry Truth channel tonight, about him stepping down, when it's going to happen, and how many more people are calling for it, which is a good thing. It's a very good thing. So with that being said, it's definitely something to be aware of. And they're asking that if he steps out of the race, if he backs out of the race, that he should step down as president. And that means Kamala Harris can take over, and all hell's going to break loose in the amount of time Kamala Harris is in office. Fuck. Anyway, here's what we know about the outage. A global technology outage. A global technology outage attributed to a glitch in a software update issued by the cybersecurity firm CrowdStrike. Now, CrowdStrike's stock, obviously, for the obvious reason, took a nosedive today, for those that are interested. Wreaked havoc on airlines, healthcare systems, banks, and scores of other businesses and services around the world on Friday. The disruption, which reached what some experts called historic portions, was a stunning example of a global economy's fragile dependency on certain software and a cascading effect it can have when things go wrong. Now, when I was going to sleep last night or early this morning, I didn't go to bed till like 3 in the morning, and I had to be up at 6, right? When I went to bed at 3, or started laying down anyway, I got the text message or notification from a media company, I think it was like breaking news or some shit, that this outage was going on. All right. So I remember reading it, and it said it affected airlines, so I went to Delta. Delta said everything was still cool, my nigga, and that's what they said. And then I go, all right. And so I go to sleep. I wake up. My mother fucking kicks the door, and it's like, you know what's going on? She's like fucking SWAT and shit. She's like, you know what's going on? I'm like, what the fuck? You know, like, startles me. She goes, the airlines might be disrupted because of this outage. I'm like, I know that already. Go back to sleep. Fucking 6 in the morning. Anyway, I had to be up anyway. So I get up. I check the emails. I check my app. It all says we're on time. We get to the airport. It still says we're on time. I look at the board. It says cancel. I'm like, and we get up to the line, at the front of the line, talk to the guy. Like, oh yeah, it is canceled. But the app still says it's on time. Oh, the system was affected by everything. So it affected everything across the board. It affected the app. It affected the airline. In fact, they told flights to stay in the air until they figure this out. And when they told flights to stay in the air until they figure this out, I thought immediately of what movie? What movie where people held hostage in the air? I know that I shouldn't be asking that on here, but nonetheless, some of you guys are going to answer it. But I thought of that movie immediately when that happened. I was like, oh man, fucking plane's going to start falling out of the sky? Holy shit. Anyway. But with that, you know, it just snowballed into a bigger thing. But we got lucky in JFK because the line wasn't that bad with Delta. But at LaGuardia, it was a straight nightmare. Straight nightmare over there. So we sort of got lucky. But then again, we lost out. F you all. Very good. The first one to name it. Kevin Grip got it right as well. Airplane. Not airplane. No, Wolford Dude. Yeah, Die Hard 2. Exactly. Snakes on a plane. Airplane, right? But spaghetti tonight. So it looks like next week Wednesday I might be doing a movie thing. It's going to be a more formal live stream. The other one was a test, and it did pretty well. So next Wednesday at 9, I'm probably going to have the movie live stream, and we're going to talk about how to do the show. Because I'm still stumped. I don't know. There's so many ways we could go with the Angry Film Critic, which, by the way, for those that don't know, I started the Angry Film Critic channel. And I'm still looking to see how and where to start. I'm going to look at 79, 80s movies and take hit movies from there and B movies from there and go with it from that point on. But we definitely need themes, right? When holidays come up, we'll do holiday movies, obviously. 80s, 90s holiday movies. Maybe even late 70s holiday movies. And we'll start from there. I'm trying to think of where to go with it. We're definitely going to do did you know kind of deals. You know, like, did you guys know that Winston from Ghostbusters, who's played by Ernie Hudson, that was supposed to be Eddie Murphy's role. And Eddie Murphy turned it down because he was doing, what movie was he doing at the time? That's another quiz. Some of you might know this, some of you might not. And if you don't know, I'll answer it. But yeah, guys, the Angry Film Critic is straight movies and movie talking. All right, it's about movie, and that's it. We're not going to talk politics. We're not going to talk prepping. We're not going to bring any political shit in there unless we talk about a couple of movies that are political, like Flight 93, WTC with Nicolas Cage. What is it, 3 Days? The movie with Kevin Costner and the Cuban Missile Crisis. We'll talk about shit like that. Grit and Grace, bingo. Bingo. Beverly Hills Cop, Prep to Adapt. Nice. Eric, nice. Jim, very good. Very good. Beverly Hills Golden Child? No, it was Beverly Hills Cop. Beverly Hills Cop was the right answer. This should be fun. This should be really fun. I think we should definitely do like a movie trivia night. But I have to work that out, and I have to talk to my moderators on how to do that. But we could definitely do that as well. That'd be fucking really fun. To see what you guys know and don't know. Very good. And I would hope that a lot of you guys are going to be honest, too, and not Google this shit. Because you can absolutely Google, like, 99% of this stuff. And some of the stuff you won't be able to Google. But, the blob. Yeah, okay. Anyway, let's get through this fucking article. We're already halfway through the show. But, software update relating to crash machines. Whatever. All right. So the software update resulted in crashes of machines running the Microsoft Windows operating system. George Crutz, CrowdStrike's chief executive, said it was not a security incident or a cyber attack. He said a fix had been sent out, but warned that it could take some time to put it in place. Now, I was told, or rather I overheard, on New York One, that each of these places were going to have to do a manual reboot. I don't know what that means in computer terms. I think I know what it means, but the way it sounds, it doesn't make sense, not in 2024. But they said that a lot of these places would have to do a manual reboot, and that the quote from George Crooks, the chief executive of CrowdStrike, saying it would take time, they're saying that it would take up to a week to fix the problem. So what outages are going on right now that are still going on, it could take up to a week for all of it to be resolved. Now, it also affected airlines as well, small businesses, government agencies. It also affected government agencies and local government agencies, like, fire departments, EMS, and things like that. So, motherfuckers. Anyway, so it was a bigger incident and issue than they were leading it on to be. Test, bad shit always happens on Fridays. And Catgirl. So after that happened, right after I started seeing that happen, it was about 7 o'clock when we got to the airport and shit started going sideways. By 7 o'clock, by 7:30, 8 o'clock, I was telling people watch the stock market, see what the stock market does today, because this was also affecting financial institutions. Sorry, and I thought, well, if that's the case, the market might tank today, but it didn't. It only went down 300 points. Now 300 points is bad. S&P dropped 500, had the worst week in 3 months, but it's not the end of the world. But it still dropped some points. Now, the market doesn't open up again till Monday, so we got to see what that's going to look like Monday, if it's going to drop even further. But CrowdStrike, their stocks dropped like you wouldn't believe, obviously, right? They are a cybersecurity firm, and they typed in the wrong software. Now, the problem with that lie is that you're a cybersecurity firm, and your go-to excuse is, well, we coded wrong. This is why this happened. Not buying it for a second. And obviously, you're going to use the coding excuse, because if you say it was a hack, if you admit it was a hack, it will crumble your company inside of a day. Now, again, they did take a stock hit, but it's not as bad as if they would have said they were hacked. Instead, they lied, and I'm 100% sure they lied, stating that it was bad coding. No way. Virtually impossible. Because bad coding is checked, rechecked, and then double checked before they release it. That is like coding 101. You just don't write it and then send it out. You double check it, triple check it, and then you even run a test to make sure everything is squared before you send it out. So, again, massive cyber attack, but let's see. What a dude, I like that. Skynet became self-aware August 29th, 2:14 a.m. There's going to be a lot of quoting, a lot of 80s quoting too as well, guys. That's going to be, again, I'm looking to have more fun with the Angry Film Critic channel than anything else. So when we do the live stream, guys, the politics stays in the background. We leave politics alone and we enter movie world, and we just focus on shitty movies, shitty quotes, shitty special effects, and even good movies at that. Coding 101, get it. But okay, they're talking about something else. Vladimir Putin says Russian had nothing to do with it. Yeah, I don't think Russia had anything to do with it. Or maybe they did. Who knows? Russia is a habitual liar. But anyway, let's get on. Companies across the world reported disruptions, citing technical issues from cybersecurity software update. This outage was unlike how the widespread disruption trend to occur. This outage was unlike how other widespread cyber disruptions occur. Here's how. And then I ended it there. Stock ended the day lower, with the S&P 500 down 0.7%, and the tech-heavy NASDAQ composite down 0.8%, so not a full percent. A modest day at a global disruptive event that left the market across Asia and Europe nursing losses. CrowdStrike itself bore the brunt of the investor response, down by around 11% for the day. That's pretty big, right? Isn't it like anything over 3%, and it's like, it's like the company starts to feel it, or it's bad for the company? CrowdStrike stocks have taken a hit from the outage. As of the afternoon, its share has fallen by roughly a quarter from their high just 10 days ago. It looked like it was taking a nosedive, not a nosedive, but it was going down prior to that. While major U.S. grocers like Kroger reported largely normal operations on Friday, Starbucks, God forbid, grappled with widespread disruption. Mobile orders were still down in the early afternoon. Oh my God. The hipsters are going to die. Starbucks spokeswoman said, but the coffee chain still serving customers at a vast majority of its stores. Daniel Huttinger of Bozeman, Montana, said that the drive-thru at his local Starbucks was closed on Friday morning. Oh no. The barista had to deal with confused customers, he said, and they turned to the old school method of tracking orders, writing them down on the cups. Written by hand on a cup. Terminal 3 in San Francisco International Airport had long lines of weary travelers but they seem to be talking it all and taking it all in stride for the most part. That's what a lot of us did in JFK. Some had been waiting since yesterday for their flight. Plenty of snacks and waters were available to the passengers, some of whom restored to finding a spot on the carpet to get a few minutes of shut-eye. Now, here's the beauty about this hack. When you're at an airport, and if your flight was canceled, I think within 3 hours of flying, or 2 to 3 hours of flying, you get some kind of compensation, whether it's a food voucher, miles, or actual cash. Depends on how close of you were. So that being said, I'm going to look for some miles. I'm going to go mile heavy. Miles. Listen, the little things in life make me happy. And Sky Miles are them. All right. U.S. Airlines must offer some stranded travelers... I copied and pasted this and didn't even recognize it. All right. So U.S. Airlines must offer some stranded travelers compensation, which we were stranded. We weren't able to go on our flight. The Transportation Department said Friday that the U.S.-based airlines must provide affected passengers compensation for flight disruption set off by the global software outage that had roiled air travel, spurring thousands of delays, cancellations worldwide, and in some instances, stranding travelers abroad and keeping people on the plane longer than they wanted to be. Imagine being in the air saying, well, guys, sorry, we can't land right now because, something's going on. I don't want to fucking hear that. I do not want to hear we can't land because there's a cyber issue going on. The fucking plane's going to fall out of the sky. The move is a significant reversal from how airlines were treating the situation early in the day as something inherently outside their control, for which their only obligation to passenger was free rebooking of their flights and nothing further. Delta Airlines and United Airlines had both previously told travelers that they would not foot the bill for lodging, but now they have to, according to the Transportation Department. That's good. That's very good. And yes, they're supposed to, because this is within their realm. This is a company they chose to use, and people are stranded, so, yeah. Well, planes are 99% automated. I don't give a shit if it's automated or not, man. You're still in the fucking air. You're still going to run out of fuel at some point. She's still watching the movie. I think she's finished with the movie. Yeah, she's finished with the movie. And this is what it's like waking up a bear. I should have just left her alone. But anyway, let's see. But that change when Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg said in a televised statement on Friday afternoon that airlines need to treat the software outage just as they would a mechanical or technical failure. Situations that were firmly within the airline's control, where airlines generally cover the cost of food, lodging, and transportation. We have reminded the airlines of their responsibilities to take care of passengers if they experience major delays. Oh, I'm definitely going to fucking hammer them tomorrow. Holy shit. What airlines are now required to provide depends on the severity of the inconvenience a traveler experienced. Any compensation, I gotta fucking look that up, would kick in only after 3 hours had elapsed. Passengers with overnight delays or cancellations can expect complimentary ground transportation, accommodation, meal vouchers if they wait 3 hours or more. We did. Many travelers on Friday reported waiting far longer than 3 hours for rescheduled flights and said that they had been dealing with an organizational nightmare, glitching airline software, interminable phone waits, and conflicting information from airlines that they'd be on the hook for the cost. On Friday, passengers booked on the United Airlines from Narita Airport in Japan to Newark were told after a roughly 4-hour delay that their flight had been canceled. A gate agent then informed them that the airline would not subsidize hotel or transportation from the airport and that they were on their own. Some were told earliest they could be rescheduled a flight was on Monday. Holy shit. No, thank you. I would have been like, eat my ass, dude. You're not doing that. By 2 a.m. on Saturday, local time, at least 100 passengers were waiting outside the airport, hoping to find a ride elsewhere. At CrowdStrike, engineer described the atmosphere of confusion as the company struggled to contain the damage on Friday because they got hacked and the hacker was kicking their ass. And like that movie, Hackers, with Angelina Jolie, horrible movie by the way, but still somewhat nerdish cool. Yeah, those nerds were battling it out in the hacker world. They were fucking all like, oh yeah, man, I'm gonna fucking do this to you, and fucking tap, 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 and fucking, oh yeah, I'm gonna fucking, you know what I mean. Anyway, so many hospitals canceled non-essential surgeries. Hospitals and healthcare providers across the United States told patients on Friday morning that a global technology outage had downed some information technology system, resulting in canceled surgeries and other procedures. I don't know why that would. Anyway, though the hospital emphasized that the emergency department remained open, some major hospital systems were affected, including Kaiser Permanente Medical Center, which runs dozens of hospitals and hundreds of medical offices in the western United States and elsewhere in the country. Kaiser, is it? Permanente activated the National Command Center at around 7:30 a.m. Eastern Time to address the widespread effect of the outage on its system and said, Stephen Shavinsky, spokesman for the health provider. Adding to the headache for travelers, U.S. Customs and Border Protection said it was experiencing processing delays because of the outage, warning of longer than normal wait times. Yo, those wait times are insanely long. Insanely long. So like, yeah, fuck that, man. Fuck this. No thank you. Airlines started to resume flights around after thousands were canceled on Friday. At point, the cancellations amounted to nearly 8% of all scheduled departures around the world. This was not the first CrowdStrike outage in recent months. April 19, CrowdStrike released an update to customers running their Lynx products that similarly crashed the system. The April bug, which appeared to be unrelated to today, took CrowdStrike's team nearly 5 days to fix. Anyway, in the report sent to the affected customers, the company attributed the issue to human error again, so that's twice. CrowdStrike promised to improve its testing and to remove the potential for human error, and yet they do it again 4 months later, 3 months later. Whatever, these people are fucking shot, dude. Accurate hacking scenes. Elite Chief Stark says Mr. Robot is a good show to watch. Accurate hacking scenes. Yeah, but that movie Hackers was horrible. They were all like trying to be cool and shit. Meanwhile, they're really nerds and trying to be like under their rollerblades. And if you look at all those actors were in their 30s by the time they did that movie, trying to be cool and shit like kids. I think Angelina Jolie might have been the youngest one on the set, but everybody else was all old and shit trying to be cool. Like, grow the fuck up, dude. Anyway, so like I spoke about earlier, they were talking about a manual reboot. I don't know if that means that CrowdStrike has to go to each individual place to manually reset what they did. But I was told that they had to do a manual reset, and a manual reset is never a good thing. I'm pretty sure of that. But I need to ask a computer nerd, and maybe they'll be able to tell me what that means. So anyway, with that being said, we're gonna jump around a little bit. We got 15 minutes. Government and health services outages. Now, guys, here's the problem with these outages. They're gonna get worse. And the only thing that you could possibly do is, as we've been doing now, prepare. Prepare for whatever is going to head our way. Because if this thing actually shuts down the power grid system or the water system, we're going to be screwed for a little bit. And being that it took them 5 days back in April to fix the problem, this is probably going to take them as long, if not a little longer. This was a little more widespread. This is worldwide, to be exact, or international, however you want to put it or say it. People are pissed because they're going to be stuck at the airport for a long time if they do not get the problem back up and running. You got people that are stuck abroad now. Listen, when everything was said and done, I was glad that it happened when we were here. So we weren't in Florida when it happened, like Random Gene was saying earlier. It's better to have happened here. Now, if it happened in Florida, like I said before, we would have just rented a car and we would have drove up here, and I would have had Delta eat that cost. And after what Pete Buttigieg said earlier, they would have ate that cost. Right? So that's that. Anyway, several states experiencing a disruption in emergency communication services, according to a Department of Homeland Security, Cybersecurity, and Infrastructure Security Agency memo. That was a mouthful. The mayor of Portland has signed an emergency declaration which has impacted city servers and employee computers, including impacts on the VPN connection and single sign-on cloud service. The fire department had the same thing. We weren't able to do the manpower or something like that, or check the manpower out. In Phoenix, Arizona, the outage impacted the Phoenix Police Department's computerized 911 dispatch center, but the 911 center remained operational. City IT is working diligently to find a workaround until the outage has been resolved. In Alaska, many 911 and non-emergency call centers were not functioning correctly across the state, according to the Alaskan State Troopers. Some 911 services were down overnight in New Hampshire as well, but they have since been restored. New York City officials said emergency services are fully functional and have not been impacted by the outages. The Superior Court of Los Angeles County is also experiencing a significant system-wide connectivity issue impacting the court's ability to conduct businesses. All right, one day that you don't have to go to court. Good for you. Remote hearings scheduled for Friday have been rescheduled. Parties will be notified of the new date. Some computers have been affected at the Department of Justice in the outage, though there was no indication that it was affecting law enforcement activity in the field, according to ABC News. The DOJ alerted users that there are among the businesses and government users worldwide affected, and that the DOJ Office of Chief Information Officer had actively troubleshooting possible workarounds with competent ICOs and technical teams. What is an ICO? Is that Chief Information Officer? Competent? Okay. Chief Information Officer. I guess that's what ICO means. Law enforcement has been notified that there are already online actors and hackers who are attempting to infiltrate corporate and government IT networks by distributing email and malware disguised as bogus software fix for, no shit, CrowdStrike problem. So people are already jumping on it. Nice. Also, guys, I was told earlier that there was a text going around from someone Chinese, and we'll call her Xiaoping, and the text read, I want to talk with you. Do you know who I am? And it was sending pictures to this person's mother. So, again, if you get a text message from anybody and her name is Xiaoping, do not answer it and leave it alone. As a matter of fact, delete it right away. Delete it off your phone. But I would not answer anything coming from anybody Chinese. So I don't know if that's a scam. I don't know if you open it up, it turns into a bug, but whatever. Yeah, Adriana, that was my mother. She started laughing when she said, Forever Purge. But anyway, let's see where else it's going. This is going. Law enforcement notified. All right. So the Department of Health and Human Services have also put out an alert to the hospitals and law enforcement reporting that multiple government agencies have been affected, including Secretary Operations Center, even as the problem is starting to roll back. Some hospitals around the country have also been affected in the IT outage. Mass General Brigham. Mass General Brigham in Boston canceled all elective surgeries on Friday, and Cincinnati Children's Hospital Medical Center in Avondale, Ohio, has also reported disruption. The Catholic health system also said it's facing outages that are causing delays, but its hospital and medical practices remain open. Transportation delays. Transportation delay. DC Metro system was also impacted, telling ABC News some of its international systems were down and the teams are working on resolving the issue. New York Mass Transit System, the largest in the United States, says that buses and train operations are not impacted by the global outage, though some ATM customers' information systems were temporarily offline. Global IT outages have also been reported in many countries around the world, including Berlin Airport in Germany, the London Stock Exchange, Google Cloud, Microsoft, and Gatwick Airport in the United Kingdom. We are investigating an issue impacting users' ability to access various Microsoft 360 apps and services, Microsoft said. Airlines are now beginning to slowly come back online, but it is expected to take time before they are back up and fully operational. Delays and cancellations are expected through the morning into the early afternoon of tomorrow. That means tomorrow afternoon. I've rather been doing this from Florida and not here, but whatever. Such is life. Things happen for a reason, right? All right. Where are we? Thousands of flights are canceled in the United States after American Airlines, United, and Delta asked the FAA for global ground stop on all flights, according to the FAA. At least 2,500 flights were canceled. 8,000 were delayed in the United States. FlightWare data reported as of 4 p.m. today. It is now 9 o'clock, or almost 10 rather. Sorry. The airlines with the highest rate of cancellation and delays so far are Delta and America. Delta has 331 cancellations, including mine, and 194 delays. In its most recent update, Delta said that it has resumed some flight departures. Atlanta's Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport and Chicago O'Hare International are the two airports seeing the largest numbers of delays and cancellation. Thank God we didn't. No one knows anything. The gate agent said, we all know as much as they do. And the airline passenger told NBC News, saying that his flight from SeaTac Airport, I never heard of that, SeaTac Airport in Washington, was delayed for 2 hours on the tarmac before passengers were deplaned. The FAA told air traffic controllers to tell airborne pilots airlines are currently experiencing communication issues, while flights that were in the air already were allowed to continue on, but no American, United, or Delta flights have been taking off during the outage. We did notice no planes were taking off. You didn't hear the sound of planes taking off. Let's see, where else are we? So I'm going to skip around a little bit. Actually, I'm almost done. 5 minutes to spare. They talk about the stock prices of CrowdStrike plummeted earlier trading on Friday amid global IT outage that has affected the clients worldwide. Shares fell nearly 15% on Friday morning, dropping the price to its lowest since May. So in the article I copied and pasted earlier, they were at an 8% loss, or right, 8% loss, 11% loss. Sorry, they were at 11% loss. By the end of the day, they were at a 15% loss. That's huge. They're going to be cutting a lot of people loose. Sorry, dudes. You guys got to go home. You fucked this up. You fucked us. You let this fucking bad code get out, which wasn't a bad code. Sorry. Sorry, I just caught the end. That's all right, Rod Prepper. You can watch the replay. I am tired. I've been up since 4 o'clock in the morning. No, 6 o'clock in the morning. So I'm fucking exhausted right now. We can stay up and talk. Well, yeah, we're gonna head over to the Angry Truth channel in a couple minutes. I'm gonna probably start that like right away, like right at 10 o'clock. End this 10:01 on the Angry Truth. We're gonna talk about Biden and his collapse. Again, for those who are here late, the Angry Truth channel. The Angryprepper started the Angry Film Critic. So head over to that, like and subscribe, and we're gonna start getting live streams going next week. Wednesday, I'm gonna do my first one. It's gonna be a formal introductory live stream for the Angry Film Critic. We will be talking about some movies in the first live stream next week. Kings of App. Yes, I'm doing it. Yeah, he said I'll 10-4. Yes, I am doing the Angry Truth tonight, only for a couple of minutes, and then I'm gonna fucking pass out like a crackhead coming down off their high, out like a light. Biden, really? Yeah, well, yo, I can't wait. I mean, listen, this guys, this craziness for the rest of the election, the rest of this year. Forget about the election. The rest of this year is gonna get out of control. We see it. I mean, again, an assassination attempt. That's as crazy as I've ever seen an election. Ever seen an election. It don't get any crazier than that. Watching Biden drool as he speak, don't get any crazier than that. We are in Crazyville. And it's just getting out of control. And it's going to get a lot more interesting, man. Southwest Airlines. She's like, yeah, well, Southwest Airline, Patty S. was probably not affected by this. But everybody else was. Not everybody. A couple of airlines were. Like, if we would have flew JetBlue, we would have been there already. Right? But I had to be all bougie and fly Delta. He said, let Mama AP continue the live stream. Yeah. That's exactly what she wants to do. If she sat here in front of this camera right now, she'd be looking at the wrong camera. She's like, hello, guys. What's going on? She'd be all too close and shit. She's not paying attention. But, anyway. Yeah, guys, it's definitely going to get way more out of hand. I am more excited about how much worse this is going to get. I just can't wait. I really can't wait. This is just going to be some shit. But, yeah, it's just crazy. I mean, listen, that Saturday event, that was crazy. I was just like, holy shit. But all right, guys, with that being said, I'm going to go off the air now. I'm going to head over to the Angry Truth channel. We're going to talk a little bit about Joe Biden and his mishap and some other time. And, yeah, I'll see you guys in a couple of seconds. Thank you for joining me. Thank you. And my mother said good night.
Good night, everybody.
You guys heard that. Good night, guys.